facilitated by your humanitarian services.
Yes.
Looking at the Bishop Wakili Community Service Foundation,
Yes.
the things you do from poverty alleviation, empowering people, transformation of mind. Tell us more about the foundation.
Yes. When I, remember I told you very clearly that the gospel must be holistic. If you are a very serious theologian, you will not carry the Bible alone and be preaching it and just be directing people to go to heaven. Okay, if somebody gets born again today, somebody gets born again today, and your gospel to him is you should get ready to make it to heaven, isn't it? Fine. But that man is going to be on this earth for the next 30, 40 years. Won't he be tired? So the gospel was not designed like that. That's why if you watch carefully, anywhere Jesus went, he will preach, but you give them food.
Yes.
Why?
It's not just the gospel. You need to survive while you are here.
He will preach and heal their sick.
Yes.
Why?
You need to be healed. You cannot serve God sick.
Good. So these are the things that somebody like me, right from the onset of it, I knew this. That's why I say I was trained as a discipler. A disciple will always make sure things are done in that way. So, holistically, I decided to come up with this arm. You see, Rescue Mission Fellowship deals with the spiritual aspect, while Bishop Wakili Community Services deal with the physical and other areas. So, with that now, I can take care of orphans. I don't know the number of orphans on my scholarship list now. As I'm talking to you now, I don't know the number. And we are in 8 states sponsoring orphans to school. The funny thing with that man is that he's virtually in every state.
Yes.
But I don't concentrate only on Zar people. In the FCT here, there are times when I've gone to a secondary school and discovered there are no toilet facilities. I build it for them. Like one secondary school here, our little girls were being raped in a little forest behind it because they always go there to ease themselves. And these young people that normally take all manner of substance will rape the girls there. So when I go to the school and they told me about it, that it was not their prize and speech giving, it was their games, inter-house. Good. So and then the principal happens to be my own spiritual daughter. So she invited me that I should go there and be there is the name they give for the highest guest of honor that will come for the program. So I was given that opportunity. So when I got there, and she was reading through her speech, and she said that in this school we don't have a good toilets. Both the teachers and the staff, both the staff and the students go to ease themselves in that forest day. And sometimes, unfortunately, our little girls are raped. So I said, and I was seated there. There were people from Ministry of Education here in Abuja, they were all there. And nobody should. So when they gave me opportunity to say my own words as the guest, a special guest of honor, I stood up and I said, okay, in 2 weeks' time, you people will have a befitting modern toilet system here. And the officials from Ministry of Education were laughing at me. They thought maybe I was one of those politicians that were just talking. He was thinking that this man is just for me. So I then told them, I said, when we finish, I said, can you show me where this toilet can go? The one and showed me the place, the principal showed me the place. I said, okay, give that to me. In 2 weeks' time, they had their brand new toilets. If you check that my brochure, you will see where they were cutting the tape. Okay. That is the toilet. Very, very cool. Painted blue. And it's reading the Bawacoms there. Okay. Now, I gave them 6 toilets. Wow. 2 for the staff, 2 for girls, 2 for the boys. That is it. Now, that one is it is part of it because, you see, and that day when I got there, what did I do? I carried my witnessing booklet. There's an end to everything. And share it to all the students. Did I need to carry microphone and preach the whole gospel to them? No. I preach the gospel and they will receive it gladly because this person has not just come here. What if that day I went there to the school and said, hey, I came here to preach the gospel to you, repent or perish. Who will come near me? They will stone me. Yes. You get it now? Because they have had that over and over. Yes. When you are fishing in a familiar terrain, you don't use the same method. You use different methods. That's what Jesus was doing. So one of the things that we do is to make sure we have orphans. Now that is an example. Then we have orphans in Kogi State, in Niger State, in the FCT, in the Kaduna State, in Bauchi State. Let me mention your own state so that. Okay, we have it in Bauchi State, we have in Plateau State, my mother's state. Then we have it also in Benue. Then we have it in Nasarawa State, where we sponsor orphans. And these orphans can go from primary school to secondary school to tertiary institutions. And once they do that, then another thing we do, if we cannot sponsor you, we can put a competition for you as an orphan. Okay. Maybe you are talented, you can sing, you can do some other things, and there's no money to be able to go to school. We'll put a Bible competition for you. If you win, we give you good money. You can go and start some small business with it. And then you sponsor. Recently, do you know something, Captain? Two people saw me on Facebook and they said, Daddy, I know you not know who I am. But me, I will never forget you all the days of my life. I said, why? He said, your first Bible competition that you did to empower orphans, I was the first who won the first position. I got the money. And I went and started business with it. I've gone to ATBU Bauchi, finished. I've done my NYSC now. May God bless you. I said, wow. Another person called me. So once in a while, I receive such kind of this thing. Now, that is another area how we help orphans. Then another area that we help orphans is through their mothers. I pick some mothers, particularly those of them when we meet them anywhere they are. We meet them. My major area of concern as a calling is the Bible, isn't it? So I will bring all the mothers together and say, well, you do Bible quiz. If you win, I give you money. You get it now? So why am I using Bible? Because that is my calling. I can't just carry money and just give you like this. He said, do I give to Muslims too? Yes. If the person can compete and win, I don't have any problem. So I give to them also, and then before you know it, they take care of their children. That's another aspect. Then we also sponsor agriculture. Yes, we sponsor agriculture. We can go to like recently we get pumping machines for irrigation, but this is how we do it. We won't just go and say if you want a machine, come. No. We can just be quiet like this. Like this is dry season, am I right? So my scout will be going to the villages in the whole of Zanland, for example. So when they are going there, they will go and find a young man or a young girl that is doing irrigation farming, and nobody is assisting her. So when they go there, they will see her and say, what is your name? They will collect her name. The girl may even ask them, why are you collecting my name? They say, don't worry yourself. He said, are you not the owner of this farm? He said, yes. What are you doing with it? He said, no, I'm doing it to help myself. I'm an orphan. Or I just want to make sure that I'm not the waste in the society. I have my father and my mother too. So they will collect the name. So when they collect the name, two things may happen. If the person is doing very well, we get an irrigation machine for that person. Then we give the person fertilizer.
Wow.
Good. So we give the person fertilizer, and the person now uses the fertilizer, and they will just come one day. They will just say they are calling you in Bishop Wakili Center in Mala. So the moment when they come, they say, "What?" They say we should come. What is the problem? Say, well, you have a backup fertilizer here, and you have a pumping machine here, and that is it. Some of them with the sewing machine. Some of them, it is, how do you call it? There is this thing, computers.
Okay.
Some of them, that is orphans.
Mm.
Then we have the disabled too.
Okay.
We have the disabled too. Some of them are into skill acquisition, like learning how to sew. We go if we know that you are learning somewhere, we don't give you the money. No, you tell us where you want to go and learn it. When you, then my staff wherever they are will go there and find out, and if it is true, then they pick up the information. They come here. We pay directly to the person. If there are other things that you need, we'll buy it for you. You go there and learn, and then become useful in the society. But you know all these things, I don't make noise about it. I have had people from NTA Bauchi, BRC Bauchi coming around and say, you are doing laudable things like this, and you don't talk about it. Nobody will know that you are doing anything like that. I say at the appointed time, I will do that, but for now, no. So we do that. We do also football competition.
Okay.
You see that? You can see an example. You can see it. That's it. You can see me taking the kickoff of the final of my football competition. The reigning champion are Tafa Balewa United. In the whole of Tafa Balewa and Bogoro, we have not less than 24 clubs who normally compete for our business. You can see me bending down, giving the fertilizer that I talked to you about. Can you see it now? Can you see me giving a scholarship award there to a little child? You can see that now. You can see me giving the cup to the captain of the Tafa Balewa United. That is the cup there. So you pick them everywhere. It is holistic. So basically, the NGO has a lot of, how do you call it? Then we do medical outreach. Now, when we do medical outreach, what we do is that we try to get to a place. Like if we are able to locate a village and we go to do medical outreach. Most of my medical outreaches are from the CBN, Christian Broadcasting Network staff. Then doctors can come from University of Jos and some from Abuja here, teaching hospital. Then sometimes from ATBU, specialist hospital. So we do that. In any part of this country, wherever we want to do it, we can go there. So when they get there, they will find out the most prevailing disease there. Most times the most prevailing disease there are waterborne. Yes, no water. So what we do is, if we go for a medical outreach this year in a particular place and we discover they are major, like in Sayawaland, Zarland, the whole of our Zarland, and major village diseases are waterborne, bilharziasis. If you go for medical outreach, you will buy drugs for bilharziasis more than 5 times. Apart from the one that you brought from Abuja, you will keep going and buying. Because the moment when they test them, you see bilharziasis, an eye problem. So you have to buy a lot of frames for them and many other things like that. So when we discover that it is waterborne, then my medical people have always advised me that instead of giving them drugs and spending money on drugs, the money you buy drugs can run into millions. So the simple way of handling that is to sink a borehole for them. So what we do is we discover it is waterborne disease and we can reduce the number of the diseases there by giving them clean water. We sink a borehole for them. Do you get it now? That's why if you watch carefully, straight by brochure, you will see a borehole. So we sink boreholes in some communities as God provides the fund for such kind of things.
Okay, so sir, talking about the fund, how do you fund all the things you do? From
Most-
the books, you do the outreaches. How do you get your funding?
My funding is personal.
Oh, okay.
You remember I told you from the beginning that becoming a pastor, I told God I never wanted to depend on anybody.
Okay.
My pastoral call is different from others. And because it is God that called me, He has never abandoned me. Never abandoned me. This is what I do. People pay 10% of their income to God, isn't it? Me, I pay 20.
Okay.
There are people who don't believe in tithing. Tithing, am I right?
Yeah.
It's foolishness. It's foolishness to the core. You don't know anything about God and the Bible. Whoever says that is just wasting his time. He doesn't know. And thank God, I give more. In this church, I give more than my members. So I think that if somebody hears me, the person should hear me very well than a pastor who only takes from the church rather than gives. You get what I'm saying now? So 10% goes to my NGO. 10% goes to the church. You get it now? Now, I am an accountant by training. In accounting, we normally say there is nothing like 1 million naira in the whole of this world. It is only 1 naira in 1 million places. Do you get it? So you have 1 naira in 1 million places. If you remove 1 naira out of 1 million naira, you've already deflated it. It's no longer a million. You get it now? So the journey, most times God gives you all that you need. It's just that we are the ones that don't know how to manage it. If God called you as a pastor, like my own, He will give me everything I need. But if I waste it, I will be blaming others for not giving me that money. So primarily, the money comes from me. Then, once in a while, other people, support when they hear that I'm doing something like that. My NGO headquarters, when I was building it, I didn't tell anybody. Somebody was just passing by from our land, and he saw it. When he came to Abuja, I said, "Bishop, what are you building in that place that I saw your big picture there?" All the vision of the NGO. Now he now said, "Okay, it was the same thing that God had laid in my heart to do for our land. But why must we duplicate things? Now that you are into it, I will support you." You know what happened? I thought it was a joke. I was preaching for our church in Lafayette, and I just traveled on my way. He now called me from there and said, "Hey, Bishop, that discussion we had last time, does your NGO has a domiciliary account?" I said, "No, for now we don't have a domiciliary account, but we have the Naira account." He said, "Okay, so what am I going to do?" So, "Okay, don't worry, I'll tell my boys to do it. I have $50,000 for you." $50,000? That was the time when the thing had reached like this and we didn't know what to do with it. And we were going to put the gallery. I had told them to suspend the gallery. Let's just build it like that. I've made provision for the gallery. Whenever we have money in the future, we could put it together. So I said that. He said no. He said that he's sending $50,000. By the time we changed that, it turned into millions. Then, so he now, as I was still in Lafayette, I just said, "Don't worry, just give me the account number." I send it to you. Send the money. We bought the gallery, finished everything, blah, 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 blah. Before you know it, the whole building was standing, but there was no roof. One of my daughters saw it from UK. I hear me. I never told her. My daughters can be very good. So when my daughter saw it, she said, "Daddy, what are you doing? I saw it on Facebook. You are doing something they didn't tell me." I said, "It's the international headquarters of my NGO." He said, "But the thing has reached roofing level." I said, "Yes." "So how are you going to roof it?" I said, "I'm believing God." He said, "Okay, how much is it? How much is it going to cost you to do the?" I said, "What we are believing God now is the iron members." He said, "Iron members? I'm not going to do it with wood. Now iron I want to do it with." She said, "Okay, calculate it." When we calculated it, it was 5.something million. Then, before you know it, I just sent it to her. She wired the money. That was how they brought the iron members from Lagos, fabricated it in Kaduna, and moved it to Tafa Balewa in Tumala. As it was there, they were mounting it. I put it on Facebook again. The same daughter of mine said, "Hey, they have put the iron members now. I'm happy." So, what next? I say is the roofing sheet. She said, "How much is it?" I put it together again. It was 3.something million. She sent it. Before you know it, they just put that. What else was I looking for? The remaining money that I had now, we put it together with the $50,000 that we didn't finish. We were able to buy buy. If you go there, you discover that the material we use, they are quality materials. Now, why? We're able to use that. Then the money that Barrister Dogara gave me to go to Israel with, he said I should buy gifts with it. I didn't buy any gift with it. It was only the tithe I gave you. And since I was with the wife, anywhere we went, the wife, as we were going around, the wife would run to me. Daughters can be very funny. So what are you buying for mommy now? I said, no, I'm not buying it. I'm just in the shop. So I pick this one, pick this one, pick this one for mommy. I'll pick it and she'll pay. So, and I had my own pocket money too. That 1,000 that I removed the tithes is remained 1,350. Am I right? I brought it. That was what I did. I changed the 1,350. I changed it to start the foundation of that very big NGO. That NGO is as big as this, the whole of this very edifice. It's very big, very big. So my then when we talk about my books, one of the mysteries of writing is also a calling. If God calls you to do something, He will sponsor it. But you have to start it from the beginning. You see your own sacrifice and sincerity. My first book that I wrote, I spent 10 years to write it. You know the reason? Because I had to read from the book of Genesis to the book of Revelation studiously, meditatively, to be able to bring out the raw materials up first for the book before now I started committing them to writing. So when I finished that book and I was to print it, there was no money. So I approached the publisher. So the publisher took it, went through it and said, wow, this book should have been published in 4 volumes. But why do you want it only in 1 volume? I said, no, because I don't know, but I just want it in 1 volume. So he said, so around that time, he said the book was going to cost me 280,000 or so. No, 180,000 for 1,000 copies. That was then in the 90s. So you get 180,000. Around that time, Kada. So I didn't know what to do. So when I sat down and thinking about it, you know what the Spirit of God told me? He said, start small. So the publisher also came and said, anytime you have 2,000, bring it. Anytime you have 4,000, bring it. So I started with 2,000. 180,000. So I get, anytime somebody gives me money, I'll remove the tithe, collect the remaining, give it to me. Like that. The highest money I ever gave was given to me by Dogara. 40,000. I was just sitting one day, he said 40,000 and he learned I want to publish a book and I didn't have money. Then he was not giving anything. He just sent 40,000 to me. So I took the 40,000, removed the tithe, and then took it and gave it to the publisher. Like that, before you know it, the money got to a level where he started his work. So when he printed the copies, he was able to print, brought them out. When he brought them out, we did the launching. When the launching happened, I had plenty money to be able to pay everything. And I think I was left with either 700,000, you get it now, or 500,000. So that was how, if you are a wise accountant by training, that you did not work for any money, so suddenly a big money like 500,000 in those days came into your hand. No, you don't have any problem. So I collected that money. I told my wife, we are not expecting money like this. She said, yes. So what are we going to do now? I said, we're going to invest it in lands. You get it now? Invest it in lands. Then others will invest it in other things. Then let's believe God and live our life the way we have been living. The little support that has been coming here. Let's live like that. We agree. Take care of our children's school fees. As long as those ones are going. As I bought the land. When I bought some plots of land, for the plots of land, I bought about 420. The amount, it was supposed to be 480 for all the plots of land. various plots. I think there were 4. So when I bought them, I mean, 4, it was supposed to be 4.8. When the man heard that I was a bishop, he reduced it. He removed 60,000 out of it. So I gave you 420. So I think so a few years after, when that land were to be sold, now I went to sell them. Every one of them went for 1.3. You see financial freedom? Mm-hmm. So that is where, from there, I started putting my money here and there and diversify it. But I'm more into lands. So when I get money from there, I do a lot of things for God, for myself, for my family. Then there are other things that I do, like the selling of the books. For example, if you are a publisher in Nigeria, an author in Nigeria, and so one person just walk to you and say, can I have 20,000 copies of your book? You know that must be a miracle. You get it now? It's not an organization of one man. Then the man requested for 10,000 more. Then for 5,000 at different times. That is 40,000 copies. One man. You become a millionaire already now. So that is how I escaped financial, how do you call it? I started putting my money here and there and so on. Very comfortable. So, but the truth is that when these monies come, I don't use them on myself. Once I'm able to take care of my children's school fees, take care of my wife, it is very, very important, take care of my family, and I know they are not suffering, then the remaining is plowed to orphans, to widows. You know, I didn't talk about widows. That's another area that an NGO handles. So, widows are also on a very, very high, how do you call it? In Bible language, when you say the poor, in Bible language, the real Bible, you are defining the poor from the Bible. There are 3 people. There are 3 people. One, you say the poor is the orphan, is the widow, and a stranger, a migrant. Our own knowledge of our own perspective about poor people in our own. No, it's not. It does not Bible way of looking at it. So that's how I get my money. Then there are people that, of course, as a pastor, I preach. Sometimes I can go to a church, preach, and after I preach, and they say, wow, we would like to have you again. Take this, our love offering. And normally they give me very good money. And when they give me very good money, when I come, 20% must go out. Then the remaining money that is left, what do? I throw it into the bank. My wife knows me with that. We won't spend it. But there's one more secret about finances that I didn't tell you. First fruit. First fruit is the mystery of my financial prosperity. I didn't learn it now. I learned it when I was a very small child. Who taught me? My mother. From the Bible. That's why, Kada, when you get married, make sure you are an influence to your children. You get it now? Now, it's my mother. How did my mother and my father, how did they teach me how to pay first fruit and tithes? I came from them. It came from them. First fruit. In the village where we were growing, when when crops begin to get mature and they are up to the time of harvest, my father or my mother will take me to the farm. And then we will go through the whole farm. You pick the places like potato. You know, potato, when it is mature, the soil will tell you. It will break and then so on. So we take care of like yam too the same thing. Or sugarcane, you see how it is. So whenever we were in the farm, she will now say, you pick the ones that are broken out the soil, the big ones. So we all through the farm, we mark them, then we go around and pick them one by one. The moment when we pick them, we will now go and arrange them and keep them. Then my mother will say that is first fruit. So you carry that to church. But when you come at the time of the harvest, you harvest all the potatoes or yams. You pick the good ones in the language of the Pampan people, the Zonkos and the Madaki Zonkos. You pick them, that is the one to go and sell, isn't it? So the one that you are going to sell, they're not the ones you are going to plant the next season. You now arrange them and count them. You start counting. My mother will teach you. Carry 1, 2, 3, 4. When you get to the 10th one, she will remove it and say, this one is tight. What did I say? Tight. Then she will keep it in one place. You have 9 here. You have 1 here. Like that until when the whole, how do you call it? Potatoes or yams are counted. And it's normally in the very big. So he will now say, carry this 1 out of 10 and take it to the church. This is the one to carry to the market. So when I grew up with that idea. And when I studied the Bible, it is biblical. With your faithful multiplies your blessing. Tithe protects your blessing. You get it now? Now, if you are able to do that, then God will prosper you. He will prosper whatever you do, and you will never lack. But if you collect everything and you work it, you finish it alone, you will have hospital bills to pay, your car can spoil anywhere, and whether you pay it to church or you pay it somewhere.
So when you see the foundation in the coming years? The foundation, where do you see it? Okay,
my NGO Bawacoms. My Bawacoms is liaising with so many other NGOs. Yes. Like one of my daughters now has taken after me. She had the DHR initiative. And she's doing very well. Very, very well. As I'm talking to you now, she's just coming to me. She's just be coming back home today. She just finished. She has run about 2 major programs of world standard in voucher recently. And then she's doing very, very well. Now, but her own, she only concentrates on the DHR. Yes. And she has sometimes she gets a lot of support from the outside of this country. Because if you are going to be getting money, the truth is if you are an NGO and you want to look for money from this country, particularly if you are a woman, you have to do a lot of things. And so I will not advise anybody to do that. It's better if you can have foreign donors. Foreign donors are always there. There is no any strings attached. Nobody will tell you, come and meet me if you say hotel. No. But she's doing very, very well if you go to her office here in Kubo, no, you won't believe that is a server there. She do very, very well. But the future of the NGO, the future of the NGO, we are trying to expand it to a level whereby we can not only like that place, there's one aspect that we have not done yet. You know that land there is 30,000 square meters. Yes, it's 30,000 square meters. So we want to build a skill acquisition center there. We want to build a complete sport facility there. And then also we want to build a little resort center where people can come, sleep, use the hall to pray or do other spiritual exercises. Like now that I'm talking, another NGO has just requested the visit of that place now in this month. The Halans family. Yes, I just released their money for the hall, the usage of the hall and equipment. They just paid me this afternoon. Now, so and then also we want to do some accommodation facilities there, so that when people are coming to do camp meeting and so on, they can do it there. So there are a lot of things that the NGO still has